Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Just about the top of the hour, we want to start off here. Before we get to weather and traffic, we want to bring you up to date on an incident that is unfolding right now near Highway 90 and West Military, a very heavy police presence, and we are hearing that there may be officers, plural, injured. We're still working to confirm all of this right now. We have several crews on this as we speak. Some of them already there at the scene. Our Patty Santos is there. I believe Katrina Weber is there as well. But bottom line right now, if you are headed anywhere near this area on the map, this is the 6800 block of Highway 90. You are advised to avoid this if at all possible, because if nothing else, this is going to be a significant traffic backup. There is a heavy police presence right there. And we're going to follow this throughout the show. This is an evolving situation that has just unfolded in the last half hours. Again, a very heavy police presence with unconfirmed reports right now of possible injuries to San Antonio police officers. So we're going to get you updated on this. Of course, we'll be on the air with you for at least the next hour. And the minute we hear anything or can report anything, we will be sure to bring that to you. Again, we have multiple crews on this right now. Ernie Zuniga with you here. Stephanie is off this morning, but Sarah Spivey is here to bring us up to date on what's happening weather-wise outside. And again, as soon as something breaks with that other situation, Sarah, we'll come right back to that.
Very good. All right, outside we have got sunny skies. Really, the weather is going to be pretty similar to the last couple of days. So what I want to do is I want to start with the pollen count. I think in a big way, the allergens are going to have the biggest impact on people. That's because ragweed has climbed into moderate levels. Ragweed season is pretty bad this year. Molds are low at 260. The aquifer has fallen more than half a foot in the last 24 hours, and you can see that we are well below that monthly average. The aquifer approaching some of its lowest levels we've seen in quite some time. It is an ozone action day today. What does that mean? It means that in the afternoon for a couple of hours, ozone pollution could be higher than usual. It's not a guarantee, but it's a possibility. For most around the area, there shouldn't be that many issues, but for those with respiratory issues, I would suggest using caution later on today. All right, we have got a very similar weather day today, pleasant mornings, unseasonably warm afternoons, but the humidity won't be too bad. It will be a dry heat and a fall fail. No cold air soon, and in fact, this October could be our hottest on record. I'll have those details in a bit. Ernie.
Okay. Sarah, thank you for that. I will get back to the traffic here in just a little bit. All right, bringing you up to date here on that traffic, rather that police presence situation right now in the 6800 block of Highway 90. I believe our Patty Santos is there, and we are going to check in with her right now to give us an update on what is unfolding right now. Patty?
Hey there, Ernie. So we are just getting to the scene right now, but you can tell there's a high police presence. This is right in front of the Travel Lodge Ramada hotel that's here. We're seeing a large area that has been blocked off by police right now. Again, we know that there was some sort of shooting. It possibly involved a police officer, a San Antonio police officer. I got a chance to talk to the manager that's right next door at the Taco Cabana, and he tells me there was police officers that came by. They didn't hear anything because there's music inside, but they came by and they started checking the building for bullets. We know that right now they are checking in with people that are staying at this hotel to make sure that everyone is okay. This is a very fluid situation. We are still gathering details, but we can tell you that the access road off of Highway 90 right now is blocked off. There are other roads that go around this area on West Military. That is also right now going to have some slowdowns because of this police presence. Overall, we are just seeing a lot of people coming out, also wondering like us, what's going on, what's taking place. We're going to continue to stay on the scene here. We have multiple crews throughout the area and bring you more details as we get them. Again, we are at a reported shooting by San Antonio police just off of Highway 90 and Military. We're going to continue our coverage right now. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Patty, thank you very much. So far west Bexar County, past 1604, just to give you an idea geographically where this is playing out right now in front of that hotel or that motel there. 6800 block of West Highway 90, a very heavy police presence right there. Multiple crews there. As we mentioned, Patty is there, Katrina is there, and others. So as soon as we get some more information, we'll bring you up to date on all of that. We do want to get you a look outside at traffic. Again, obviously, if you are in this part of the county, the western part of the county, you are highly advised to avoid that area right now. Highway 90 there. Again, the 6800 block of Highway 90. So otherwise, right now, looking good. That's 90 at Medio Creek. So obviously not in the area of this police presence, but nonetheless, wanted to show you that camera there along Highway 90. And again, as soon as we get any information, we'll be sure to pass that along to you. Meanwhile, to our other stories this morning at 9 o'clock, it's an important day for many U.S. service members as they are expecting their checks, their paychecks, amid the government shutdown. The good news is President Trump has confirmed that they will be getting checks due to a reallocation of money. So the funds are coming from the Pentagon's research and development budget. A Senate bill to reopen the government failed again last night, leaving millions of federal employees unpaid or furloughed. Now, if you or someone you know is in the military and needs help with financial assistance, they can get help locally through the Help to Vets Financial Assistance Program. More than 40 people have applied to the grant-funded program in the last week. It offers monetary help to keep military service members from falling behind in their mortgage and rent payments. People can also use the money for utilities, vehicle repairs, and food. Now, to be eligible, you need to be an active duty member, a veteran, or a dependent, and must live in Bexar County. Those who live outside Bexar County must be assigned to Joint Base San Antonio.
There's a standard cap of about $6,000 total per household. We've been averaging about $1,500 to $2,000 per family to date.
Again, there is help out there. The Help to Vets organization is ready to help you. If you'd like more information on that assistance program, you can call the number there, 210-435-7838. Hundreds of people who rely on the nonprofit Meals on Wheels San Antonio will soon lose those services starting on November 3rd because the funding is running out. Meals on Wheels provides free meals to the elderly, disabled, and people who are too sick to prepare their own food. The nonprofit gets a chunk of their funding from the Alamo Area Council of Governments, or ACOG, and some of that has dried up, leading them to make a really tough decision. The nonprofit CEO, though, does say in part, quote, "This is one of the most difficult decisions we've ever had to make. We know how much these meals and visits mean to our clients. They provide nourishment, companionship, and safety," end quote. Meals on Wheels San Antonio says that if they get more funding, they could reverse this decision. The government program WIC has received a $300 million lifeline to keep operating for a few more weeks during the shutdown. WIC provides food assistance and services to nearly 7 million pregnant women, new mothers, and young children. The program had been in danger of running out of money by the middle of this month. The White House announced last week that it would shift tariff revenue to that program. Well, it's a matter of balancing a child's educational needs with the safety of others. That's what a court is trying to determine right now in regards to an 11-year-old boy at Gonzales ISD. So last year, the boy confessed to murdering a man back in 2022. However, he was never charged with the crime because he committed it before the age of culpability. The boy was removed from his elementary school at Nixon Smiley CISD and has since been doing virtual classes. So the issue now is Gonzales ISD wants the boy placed in a special treatment center for his serious behavior and mental health issues. His grandmother disagrees and is asking for a special education hearing, but that won't happen until January. A court has ruled that the boy will continue his virtual classes and will not go to the treatment center. A court order shows the boy has continued to show aggressive and violent behavior and has been receiving therapy and medication for the past 4 years. We will continue to follow this story and, of course, bring you any updates. Well, testimony continues later today in the trial of 3 former San Antonio police officers who shot and killed a woman in her apartment back in 2023. Yesterday, jurors saw body camera video showing what happened when another officer got to the scene. The video came from Officer Robert Ramos's body cam. Now, he was one of the first officers who arrived at that complex, and the footage shows Ramos repeatedly knocking on Melissa Perez's door, trying to get her to come out. And then he had this interaction with Perez.
Are you even Melissa? Are you a gang member? You look like a gang member.
Now, it's important to note, Officer Ramos is not on trial and he did not shoot Perez. But when another officer was on the stand yesterday, the prosecution asked him about Ramos's interaction with Perez.
The actions that we're seeing from Officer Ramos, would you say that's in line of de-escalating the situation?
No, sir.
All right, so the question at the center of the trial is whether the three officers on trial violated protocol. Eleazar Alejandro, Alfred Flores, and Nathaniel Villalobos all face life in prison if they are convicted. The testimony will continue again later today, and you can watch it all live on our streaming platforms. And on to today's 9 at 9. New tariffs are now in effect, which could increase the cost of home building and renovation projects. According to a UBS report, tariffs are expected to cost an extra $720 per home. And the new 25% tax on kitchen cabinets, vanities, and upholstered furniture could add an additional $280. Homeland Security now says Mexican drug cartels have offered a bounty of up to $50,000 for hits against ICE and Customs and Border Protection officers. They say, quote, agents are facing ambushes, drone surveillance, and death threats, end quote. The public is urged to report suspicious activities to the DHS tip line at 1-866-DHS-2-ICE or via the ICE website. The State Department has revoked visas from people who allegedly celebrated the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. In a social media post, the State Department listed examples from 6 people who had their visas revoked. They were from Argentina, South Africa, Paraguay, Mexico, Brazil, and Germany. New warnings from the head of the Fed, Jerome Powell, in remarks yesterday, says a slowdown in hiring is a growing risk to the economy. Some Fed watchers say that could point to more interest rate cuts before the year is out. The Fed's next meeting will be later this month. Scouts now have the chance to compete for new merit badges in artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. Scouting America says the new badges are part of a broader effort to stay relevant in an increasingly digital world. The organization offers hundreds of badges for everything from fishing to fingerprinting. Kelley Blue Book now says for the first time, the average price for a new car has passed $50,000. The pricing guide company reports that buyers paid about $50,080 in September. Kelley Blue Book says rising auto tariffs, luxury cars, and pricier electric vehicles are driving that increase. Instagram is unveiling PG-13 protections for teen accounts. Among new restrictions, Instagram will not promote and may even hide some posts. That includes those with strong language or posts which could encourage harmful behaviors. The new restrictions automatically apply to Instagram users that are under the age of 18. X is testing a new feature to help you identify and avoid scammers. It's called About This Account, and the goal is to offer users more information, like when an account was created and where the person running it is based. The details could reveal signs of a suspicious account. And rapper T-Pain is teaming up with Crocs for this collab. The celebrity and apparel company are pairing to bring to life the boots with the fur, what Crocs is calling the classic unforgettable leopard knee-high boot. The new boot will be available October 23rd on crocs.com with a retail price of just about $160. Okay, 9/11 right now. It is 71 degrees outside. Before we go to break, I want to get you back out live. We have a live picture here. I believe Police Chief McManus has posted on X that 2 San Antonio police officers have been shot and 1 suspect is down. So we can now confirm that via the chief on X.
We don't know where the body is.
Patty Santos that was Patty right there. This is her live shot right now. This is in the 6800 block of Highway 90. This is a very active situation, so we're trying to be sensitive to the possibility of a victim being shot or something like that we obviously do not want to show on live television. But nonetheless, if you're just now joining us right now, a very heavy police presence in far west Bexar County in the 6800 block of Highway 90 in front of a motel. Patty mentioned there was a Taco Cabana nearby as well. And again, the chief has just confirmed on X that 2 SAPD officers have been shot. We do not know anything else about their conditions right now, and a victim we believe has been shot as well. So we will continue to keep an eye on all of this, I believe. Are we going to go to break? Okay, we will step aside. We'll have much more here on GMSA at 9 when we come back. Coming up on 9:16 right now, some breaking news and a heavy police presence right now at Highway 90 at Military. I do want to clear up something I said a little while ago in terms of geographically where this is. This is, excuse me, Highway 90 westbound at Military Drive. So this is just north of Lackland Air Force Base if you're looking at it on a map, and we'll get you a map here shortly. But this is a heavy police presence and obviously a traffic situation you want to avoid. So this is inside Loop 410 there at Highway 90, the 6800 block of West Highway 90. This is a live picture right now And we can confirm in the last few minutes that Chief McManus, the San Antonio Police Chief, has gone on X or Twitter to confirm that 2 officers have been shot. We do not know the extent of their injuries right now, and a suspect is down. Those were the Chief's words on X just a short time ago. I believe this is Patty Santos's camera, her live picture right now of this playing out in front of, we believe, a Ramada Inn or a Travel Lodge motel. Patty, what else can you tell us right now?
Hey there, so you are seeing at the scene right now, we see a high police presence. As you know, we knew that this involved a shooting. We also knew that this involved a couple of San Antonio police officers. Now the chief has confirmed that is in fact 2 San Antonio police officers were injured in this shooting. We know that 1 person has been shot and killed. We believe that is the suspect, according to that tweet. But this is right outside the Travel Lodge. It's right off of Highway 90 near West Military. It's right next to a Quick Trip, a Taco Cabana, and a Denny's, if you're familiar with this area. We know that the police department, police officers have already gone through some of the nearby businesses and also the hotel to make sure that no one else was hurt. We got a chance to talk to some of the people that were here in the area when this happened. One of them telling me he was inside. He had just gone inside the office when one of the people that works there came in saying, I think there was just a shooting. Another person that works at a nearby restaurant tells me officers came by really quickly, checking, inspecting the building, make sure if there were any bullet holes on the building and also if there were any injuries. But at this point, what we don't know is what started this incident, what led officers to this hotel and to this suspect. That is all information that we know we're going to get from police here in a little bit. But here's what you need to know right now. The frontage road, the access road off of Highway 90 westbound is closed, and they're really just diverting traffic all the way around smaller streets or right into the highway. But this small section, it's really a small section. It shouldn't impact you if you just keep driving on Highway 90. There should be no impact to you. But there are just kind of ways around it. If you can avoid this area, it's probably going to be quite a while before traffic is let through. Because again, 2 San Antonio police officers were hurt in a shooting. And we're going to get all the details for you. Continue to stay on the scene. We have multiple crews here on the scene to bring you different angles of what we're seeing here. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Patty Santos there again in the 6800 block of Highway 90 West, not far from Military, Pin Road to be exact. And we will continue to monitor her situation. We have other crews there as well, and we'll get back to her in just a little bit. All right, so she mentioned the traffic component. This is obviously an area you want to avoid. This is something that played out about 45 minutes ago in the 8 o'clock hour as we first begin to hear reports of this officer-involved shooting. We have RJ Marquez here in studio to break down. I believe that there is a TransGuide camera there along Highway 90 and Military. Not sure what it can show right now, RJ.
Yeah, we do, Ernie, and let's take a look at this traffic authority. This is our map right now, and we're getting an overhead view of the activity right there on the westbound access road, right there at 90 at Military Drive. So as Patty mentioned, we got a heavy police presence there responding to this incident, this officer-involved shooting incident on the west side of town. Now, a couple of different things, because obviously there's going to be all of our traffic that's going to be making its way westbound right now, and Patty mentioned that obviously that's the frontage road, the access road, completely shut down at the moment, not getting any traffic through there. So if you are headed out to the west side right now, this is going to be kind of outside sort of the downtown area. You could take 151. That'll kind of get you around some of the activity here. We also have Callahan Road. So if you happen to be inside 151 or outside, if you will, Callahan Road will also get you around this activity. This is old Highway 90 as well. So we got several different options for our drivers and folks that need to make their way along that part of West Military Drive. And you see as we kind of zoom in a little bit more, this is going to be affecting all of our areas here. Westwood Village, be careful if you're around this particular area. Again, that's going to be Westwood Drive, Martinique Drive as well, and Renwick as well. So again, that's going to be old Highway 90. That kind of runs a little bit parallel with 90. That's a potential option. Doesn't appear to be causing too much traffic issues for all of our drivers on eastbound 90. We know that we get a lot of folks that make their way in from parts of 1604 and the far west side of town that move their way into 410, and not only that, but Military Drive. But so there are some options for if you're making your way in. This is the latest data that we're receiving at the moment, and you see that we have got a heavy police presence. As Patty just mentioned there, do expect this to be shut down for hours on end as we continue to gather more information. But there's our very latest shot there, 90 Military Drive. Again, Callahan Road, 151. Those are potential options to navigate around here. John Jay High School is in this one vicinity as well, a little bit north of Westwood Village. So we should be good to go to get all of our kids over to John Jay High School. Stay safe if you're headed out over Marbach on the west side of town over to 410. Ernie, back to you.
RJ, thank you very much. We're going to step aside again. If you're just joining us, 2 San Antonio police officers have been shot on the west side this morning. A suspect is down. That's according to the police chief. We have multiple crews there. We'll take a quick break. Be right back. 9:25 here on GMSI at 9. If you're just joining us here, we want to bring you up to speed on what is unfolding right now on the west side of town. A heavy police presence along Highway 90 and Military Drive. This is the 6800 block of westbound Highway 90, and the police chief in the last few minutes has confirmed via X or Twitter that 2 San Antonio police officers have been shot. The chief's words are that the suspect is down. So we do have multiple crews there. We talked to Patty Santos a little while ago. I believe this is a Katrina Weber shot, which I believe is in front of a Taco Cabana restaurant there. And again, we're trying to be sensitive to what may be at this scene that we would not want to show for obvious reasons on the news right now. And RJ was standing by because he gave us the traffic implications in all of this with a very heavy police presence along Highway 90 and Military. This is an area that you will want to avoid. So we're going to keep an eye on all of this. Again, our crews are standing by. And as soon as anything else happens on all of this, we'll go right back to it. But in the meantime, let's get over to Sarah Spivey with a look at the Wednesday weather. Sarah.
Yeah, thank you, Ernie. Not much change to our weather over the next couple of days. We are going to be spending the rest of the day with lowering humidity. So in the afternoon, we'll get up to 90 degrees for the high. And then this evening falling into the 70s after sunset. Very similar weather to the last couple of days, all because of that heat high right overhead. Meanwhile, there's a low pressure system that's building in California. I wish we could say that this low was going to be bringing us very good rainfall. Instead, what we're going to see is a very weak front that's going to move through over the weekend. The biggest impact from this front will be dry air moving in from the north. Otherwise, another heat high builds in overhead. So we are stuck with a pretty stagnant weather pattern over the next several days. Even after that front moves through with that heat high back overhead, we'll be seeing temperatures back into the low 90s. We'll be approaching near record highs over the weekend. As we take a look at the forecast, the biggest change you'll notice is that drier air moving in, and then also by Sunday morning and Monday morning, a little bit cooler in the morning hours. But still, we are running about 10 degrees above what is average for this time of year. So the hot October continues for us. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk a little bit about how quickly drought has returned to many areas. We'll be back with more news after the break.
Welcome back. We're a little more than an hour into this. What we now know is an officer-involved shooting where the police chief has confirmed 2 San Antonio police officers have been shot. This is at Highway 90, the access road and Military Drive on the west side of town. We have multiple crews there. We also are told that these officers have been transported to University Hospital. Our Erica Hernandez is there, so we're standing by for any activity there as well. We want to get to Patty Santos right now, who was one of the first to get to the scene. So, Patty, what do we know in terms of what may have led up to all of this and what's playing out behind you right now?
Okay, so the official information we are about to find out from Chief McManus, and we actually saw him here at the scene. I know he's getting a debriefing on exactly what led officers to this scene. Again, this is at the Travel Lodge here off of Highway 90 near West Military. We know that there's a car that's involved here. That area where you see officers, we're being very careful because that is where the body is located. But we see a lot of police that are here. I got a chance to talk to some of the business owners here, some of the people that might have witnessed things, some of them telling me they came out after hearing one shot and then that was followed by multiple shots. They came out and they did see the body that was laying on the ground, and they also saw officers scrambling. They tell me the possibility that there was another person that was involved here. But again, we know that one person is dead and 2 officers were hurt in this shooting. This is the scene. It's a very busy scene right now. We're seeing seeing it's right next to the Taco Cabana, right next to a dentist, a barber shop, a tattoo shop, right next to a Quick Trip. So there were a lot of people, and they tell me it happened around an hour or so ago. So there was a lot of people here around this time of the morning, and so there was a lot of witnesses. We know that the officers have gone through all of these motel rooms right here. They've gone in checking to make sure that people are okay. You could see them still talking to some of the people, but at this point it seems like everyone's okay. They were looking for also bullet holes in some of the businesses, but these are all things that we're piecing together as we're getting here to the scene, and here in a little bit we will get the official word from the police chief on what exactly officers were doing here and what led to the shooting, and hopefully also an update on those police officers that were transferred to the hospital. We'll send it back to you.
Patty, I was just going to ask you, since you're standing right there, and we're going to get to RJ in just a moment, but from your vantage point, can you see what kind of traffic impact this is having there along Highway 90?
Yeah, the good news is it's really not having an impact. This is about a block of the access road that is closed off. You can see Highway 90 traffic moving along westbound and eastbound perfectly fine, but it is just this one block that is near Military and Penn Road on the access road that is closed off. But there are a lot of other little streets around here that people can use to, get around this point. But that is the good news from the scene here. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah. Okay, very good, Patty. Thank you so much for all that. We appreciate that, and we'll stay with Patty. If we need to get back to her here in just a little bit, we will do that. All right, on to RJ, as we mentioned, and I know school's already in session, and there are campuses not too far from where Patty is right now, RJ, and she kind of alluded to the point that traffic-wise it doesn't seem to be too big of a deal, but I would probably want to avoid it anyway, right?
Yeah, definitely want to do that, Ernie, and I just checked in with Northside spokesman Barry Perez, because obviously we have John Jay High School, which is up the road, and he says that to his knowledge, John Jay, that campus not being affected at this moment, but we still have Westwood Village, obviously Lackland Terrace, and a couple of other neighborhoods in this one vicinity. So there's an aerial view from TransGuide of the heavy police activity. Again, this is on the access road, so as Patty just showed us from her shot, the main lanes of 90 are still moving along for the most part. 90 westbound is still making its way through parts of West Military Drive and 410, and then all of our traffic that's coming in from 90 east still making its way. So Ray Ellison, that's going to be all of our folks coming in from Loop 1604 and the far west side of town. But as she just kind of alluded to, Patty, in fact, you can now see from our maps, our data is now indicating that this entire stretch of the access road has been closed for all of our drivers. So again, not affecting the main lanes of both directions of 90, but take a look there. That's our camera at 90 at Leon Creek. That's a still shot from TxDOT basically, and it's showing you already the police activity that's all the way far back to Leon Creek. I saw earlier over by Callahan Road, police activity there as well. So if you are about to make your way, step outside to the west side of town. I do suggest that you take 151. That'll get you around some of this activity that we're seeing on the westbound access roads. If you need to get to these particular areas, Callahan Road also is a potential option, and Old Highway 90 as well. So there are some ways to kind of navigate through some of this activity that we're seeing on the west side of town right now. So again, this is going to be the Renwick area, and we have Westwood Village a little bit further up the road. That's going to be obviously westward, Martinique. This entire stretch, this entire neighborhood is going to be affected by some of the traffic that we're seeing at the moment. But again, the main lanes of 90 in both directions still moving along there. We just have this long stretch of the access road that is shut down from Military Drive all the way down to parts of Callahan Road. So be careful if you're stepping out there. Again, just checked in with Northside ISD, their spokesperson Barry Perez, and he said that it does not appear John Jay is affected at this time. We know we got a lot of kids and obviously teachers and staff that are making their way through that part of the west side. Ernie, back to you.
All right, RJ, thank you for that update. And again, he will stand by in case anything changes traffic-wise here. All right, want to pivot now to the weather situation. Get you caught up on what's happening in case you have outdoor plans for some time today.
Yeah, biggest impact to your outdoor plans today is probably actually going to be the pollen count. So a lot of people struggle with allergies this time of year, particularly a ragweed allergy. Ragweed is moderate, so it's up from yesterday. That might be the reason for you sneezing. Molds are low at 260. As we take a look at the aquifer, aquifer is down more than half a foot over the last 24 hours. And I want you to take a look at your screen, okay? What you're looking at here is a look at the monthly rain we've seen at the airport compared to what is average. You can see that we've had good months, May, June, July and August, and then since then it has been very, very dry. We have to look beyond the next 7 to 10 days to see our rain chances. I've got to look at that coming up in a bit.
All right, Sarah, thank you very much. As we're going to go to break here for just a little bit, but we do want to get you a live picture from what's happening
He's still where
again.
he is?
And that is Police Chief McManus, and you heard Patty there briefly. She talked about the fact that the chief was getting a briefing right now, and you can see that appears to be playing out right now, not far from her location. We are standing by because we believe that either the chief or someone with the department will give some kind of a comment or briefing here momentarily to the media. But again, if you just happen to be joining us, this started about an hour ago, playing out in front of this motel. There's a Taco Cabana nearby, a Denny's there at Highway 90 near Military, near Penn Road on the west side of town, inside Loop 410, where we now know that 2 San Antonio police officers were shot and transported to University Hospital. The suspect is down. Is dead, and there is a barricade covering up that body there nearby, but we're trying to be sensitive to that and obviously not show that to you on the air, but just to kind of paint a picture of what is happening right now. We are going to step aside, and as soon as anything else happens, we'll bring it to you live here on GMSA at 9.
Welcome back. You know, the weather is pretty similar to today, but the one thing that's different today is an ozone action day. So what does that mean? It means that for a couple of hours in the afternoon, the ozone levels may be elevated just because of the atmosphere. We've got that high pressure system overhead. It kind of acts like a lid, and it can easily trap pollutants. It's not a guarantee that we're going to have higher pollution in the air. It just means we need to be on alert for it. Just a couple of hours in the afternoon, elevated ozone is possible. Most folks, the air quality is going to be just fine. But if you have a respiratory illness, I would advise you to use caution in the afternoon hours and check the air quality before you go. Okay, taking a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, we are going to be looking at temperatures climbing to near 90 degrees this afternoon, mostly sunny with low humidity. There's that heat high right overhead, pushing down on the atmosphere, preventing us from seeing showers and storms developing. We really need a strong low pressure system to help kick this high out of the area. And we've got one. It's out in California right now. Unfortunately, though, even though this low is going to be moving into Texas, it's really not going to change our temperatures too much because it's bringing in Pacific air from the west. And the air over the Pacific right now is relatively warmer than it usually is. And the reason for that is sea surface temperatures in the Pacific are pretty warm right now. They are running some 2 to 6 degrees above average. It's not necessarily warm like the Gulf of Mexico, but it's warmer than average. And so we're not seeing a ton of difference from any fronts that develop out in the Pacific. And so as we look at your future cast, the thing to know, the biggest impact with that front moving through over the weekend is going to be drier air moving in, lower humidity, that kind of a thing. But it's going to be just as hot after this front moves through. And then we'll see a high pressure system build right back in. So we're going to continue with our hot October forecast. And our rain chances are very, very few and far between. Just a 10% chance for a stray shower Friday and Saturday. We have to look at farther into the future, but we've got some breaking news right now. Ernie.
Sarah, thank you very much. Police Chief William McManus is standing by. We believe he's about to give the chief. Here is the chief right now.
Everybody ready? Ready? You ready? All right. So we had a 911 call come in. I don't know much about that call yet from a female. The call disconnected, but we understood what where the address was. So there were 2 officers, actually an officer and a cadet, sitting in the parking lot here before the call came out. The individual that was being called on was taunting them from the other side of the fence. They ignored him, and at that moment, the 911 call came out, and the officer pulled up on that end. Before all this happened, he started walking away and walking in the back of the building, walking back around, and he came out, and he told the officers, "I'm not going back to prison. I'm not going back to jail." And at that point, he started running, and as he was running, he started pulling at his waistband, pulled out a pistol, and the officers and the suspect exchanged gunfire. The suspect is down in the parking lot. 2 officers are at the hospital. Both were hit in the arm. One of the officers was hit in another location. but they're both going to be okay, notwithstanding the injuries that they have now. So that's what we have right now.
Was the person
All preliminary information.
Was the person who was doing the taunting outside the hotel, was that part of the 911, related at all to the 911?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So maybe part of a domestic or disturbance call?
Could be. I don't know. That's what I thought when I heard it, but I don't know at this point.
Taunting, what was he doing or saying?
He was gesturing to them, and they were ignoring him.
Why was the officer sitting in the parking lot already?
I don't know.
What was the suspect's criminal history?
I don't know that yet either.
So as far as the shooting goes, those were from the 2 officers that were sitting in the car. But how many gunshot were fired?
Three officers shot. 2 of them were hit. The cadet was not hit. The average time on for all the officers who shot is about 5 to 6 years. But we were very, very lucky. As this officer was, as the suspect was pulling out that gun shooting, and one of the officers jumped on him.
And as far as the person, the female who called, the person who called him?
We have not investigated that yet. We do not know much about that at this point, other than there was a female calling, she was whispering, and beyond that, we don't know.
Do you think it was somebody who was really in need, or do you think it was somebody trying to lure police here?
I don't know. I really don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Have you been able to locate her?
No.
Were they
yet.
staying at the hotel?
Pardon?
Were they staying at the hotel, both of them?
Not 100% sure. Believe so, but not 100% sure.
One more question.
You said that the officer jumped on the suspect?
Yes.
Physically jumped on him?
Yes.
Can you talk more about that?
Other than him jumping on him, no.
What prompted? What was that about?
He was pulling a gun out.
Just to stop
The shooting started, and
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Can you explain the 3 officers shot at again?
pardon?
It's a little confusing. So 3 officers were shot at, but only 2 were hit?
3 officers shot. 2 of the officers were hit.
What do you mean by shot versus hit? Could you clarify?
Pardon?
Could you clarify shot versus hit?
2 of the officers fired at the suspect. 3 of the officers fired at the suspect. 2 of those officers were shot. Okay?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did all the officers shoot? Did they all discharge their weapon? The 3 officers?
Yes.
3 officers shot.
Yes.
Okay, so he's obviously got a criminal history, right? He's going to go back to jail again. I mean, he's saying that, right? 2 officers. He's got to have some history.
Okay, and you can hear there San Antonio Police Chief William McManus now. They're taking the microphones off of him. And yes, there was a little bit of confusion there because initially we had heard 2 officers shot. And I guess there's the distinction between being hit as opposed to shooting or discharging their weapons. And so there apparently were 2 officers and a cadet. They fired their weapons. 2 of the officers were hit, one multiple times, he said, in the arm, and then in another location, those 2 officers that were hit transported to University Hospital. And in the chief's words, those officers are expected to be okay. So that is the big picture good news. If any good comes out of this, that appears to be it right now. So we will reset here. We'll take a short break, come back with much more. Again, 2 SAPD officers shot this morning at University Hospital. The suspect is down on the west side of town near Highway 90 and Military. We'll be right back with more.